Thank you again, Dr. Fox, for taking the time to speak to me today.
You're welcome.
So just to start off, how do you feel about UF's placement as number 6 in U.S. News and World Report's ranking this year?
Well, I'll give you a little context. We've, for a number of years, had a goal of moving up into the top 10 and being recognized as one of the nation's top 10 public research universities. And then when we achieved that goal, about 4 years ago, we moved the goalpost. And so we moved it from 10 to 5.
Yes.
And we've been on this steady progression from 9, 8, 7, and now 6 to 5. Every year I hope we get to 5, but every year moving it's really, really hard to change the reputation, the ranking of a university when you get into that upper echelon. Just to give you an example, that top 5, that's never changed. There's always Berkeley and Michigan have always been in that top 5. So we're trying to do something that no one else has ever done, and that is to displace one of those top 5 universities, and we're making great progress. We have a lot of advantages. We have, the best example would be UF Health, that we're one of the few universities that owns its own hospitals. Most universities don't have an academic health center, and those that do typically don't own the hospitals. It's usually some other separate company, but we own those, and they're all here helping us as we do everything from testing to planning to everything else. The university has the capacity to manage a large number of positive cases of COVID, and we prepared for that. And so what do I mean by that? It goes back to several things. One is that we have UF Health here, so we know how to respond in emergencies, and it's those doctors who are doing research on typhoid and other diseases that are now leading us in this. So we have that. The second is, I believe, on the academic side, the faculty and the deans, department chairs, and the provost set up a collection of courses this fall, and the way they're being delivered that's very resilient. So some universities went fully online, other universities were at a lot of courses in person. We had what I thought was pretty conservative. Our general principle was that if a course had to be in person, such as example be, you may not think of this as a course, but the marching band, the marching band, it's hard to do that by distance. I'm going to be speaking to them in a few days, but the marching band then it has to be in person. So they figured out how to do that safely. We've learned a lot. The best example would be the transportation. Just something that we had not prepared for, but we have pivoted and we're addressing it. And it'll keep coming up. There'll be a lot more issues in the future that we'll keep addressing. Our tradition is to have every student be personally recognized, and it's likely we won't do that ever in person during 2020. We've not announced anything about December graduation, but it's unlikely that's going to be in person. For a commencement in the O-Dome, we have to have about 100 marshals that are there helping with guide everything. And for us to do a May commencement, it is about 12 ceremonies, each of them spanning 2 to 2.5 hours. And then I've got these 100 staff that have to be there. And we would have to limit severely the attendees, which is real trauma if you can only have 1 or 2 attendees. So we've just decided that the real challenges of having and with football, you don't have to worry about those things. You can just have fewer attendees. We've just decided that we're either going to have and now we're getting much better at the virtual ceremonies. We promise that when COVID is gone, we're going to have in-person ceremonies, and we're going to welcome them all back. So there's that opportunity that hangs out there. But at the time of graduation, if COVID is still here, almost certainly there'll be the virtual one.
What do you want your defining thing to be for your legacy here at UF as president?
Oh, just very simply two things. One is that the university, its stature, its reputation, its excellence was stronger than when I started. And then secondly, that the university is a more caring place, a more fun place than when I started. And I try to model both of those, that we have high aspirations, but we're going to do it in ways that we enjoy and care more. So I hope that we're both of those things, higher stature and more caring and fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, good to meet you.